I coded every single day for 365 days, and what happened was a bit unexpected. For some backstory, the reason I even did this ambitious and sort of ridiculous challenge is because I felt like an absolute bozo compared to my classmates. But Jamil, comparison is the thief of all joy. I know, but you just gotta hear me out for a second. I started my computer science program in summer of 2021. From washing cars and having literally zero knowledge in computer programming, and when I say zero, I mean zero. I didn't even know what an IDE was. So I was practically a newborn baby in this entire computer science space. And with that being said, I've got to say my first class, Comp Sci 101, it was pretty cheese, like really easy. Honestly, too easy. Then I got to my second class, and I'm not gonna lie, people were saying things that I didn't even understand. Then my third class, data structures and algorithms, was even worse. I feel like the skill gap between me and my peers was just too far. It was too far. So the only way that I could think to combat that skill gap was by doing a lot more coding outside of the class curriculum. So basically my mindset was, let me outwork everyone outside of class. And with that, I decided to challenge myself to do 100 days of code, which is why I started my entire social media account and my entire social media presence to hold myself accountable and prove to myself that I can show up every single day. And if I do show up, I will see results. Then after I got to 100 days of code, I kept going to 200. And then I went to 365 days. And I wanted to share some of the amazing benefits that I got from it. And by the way, the reason I'm saying and doing this isn't to brag or anything, but it's to motivate. Maybe you've been struggling to stay consistent on your coding journey, or you've been thinking about giving up, or you've just been on the fence on whether or not you even want to start your coding journey or start coding in general. Nonetheless, I want to say do it, because truth is this has changed my life. And here are some of the reasons. The first thing is I improved so much, not just as a coder, but as a software engineer. Now, what's the difference between the two? Coders are people who understand how to code. They understand syntax very well, and they know how to build things if given a prompt. A good example of this is when a professor gives out a coding assignment, and you might be very good at coming up with how to figure it out. For example, a assignment that my professor gave me in Java, I had to calculate the employees, the managers, the assistant managers, and the owner's yearly salary, percent bonuses, travel expenses, and options count. Now, a good coder would have no problem with this. They would just come up with a good framework, and then boom, it would be easy. But when I say I improved as a software engineer, this is what I mean. I was able to improve as someone who can solve a problem. I can say I'm now better able to come up with solutions to people's problems and see what I can create to essentially make someone's life easier. An example of a good software engineer would be someone like Mark Zuckerberg. He wanted to make connecting with individuals easier. Now we have Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. He was able to think of a problem that people had, which was connecting with peers, and create a digital solution for the problem. And that's what a software engineer is. Someone who could figure out ways to make people's lives easier with software. And that's where I feel like I had the most improvement during this 365 days of coding. The second thing is I grew a community of over 85,000 software engineers who are passionate about coding. The thing is, deep down, I did always know that I was capable of doing this entire content creation thing, but I never really knew what I wanted to create content about. And whenever I did create content, it was something that always felt like a chore and almost like I had to go out of my way to do it. But with this, I honestly feel like I found exactly what I wanted to do. Honestly, I could make an entire video about this if any of you guys are thinking about starting your own coding page and you want some advice and you want to know steps that you could take towards doing so. Put it down in the comments. I could make an entire video about this if you guys are interested in it. But let's get back on track with the video. When I first started this page, it was something to hold myself accountable and to remain consistent in my own coding journey. But as I finished my 100 days of code, I started seeing that this page could be so much more. So I started sharing valuable resources, tips, motivation, all the things that I wish I had when I first started coding. I've also been able to get some pretty amazing opportunities, like with working with some pretty amazing brands and creating freelance projects for businesses, which perfectly leads me into the third thing, and that's that I've been blessed with so many different opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't put myself out there as a software engineer. And speaking of putting yourself out there as a software engineer, we seriously need to talk about something, and is we need to break this stereotype that software engineers just wake up and code in this messy room and don't shower, don't touch grass, or do nothing, and all they want to do is just code all day. It's a mindset that literally affects you subconsciously. For example, if you think all coders don't go outside, all coders don't shower, all coders don't clean their room and work out, you're going to be thinking to yourself that that's normal. And that's personally just gonna set you so far back, especially in this tech market. Because in reality, you need to put yourself out there as a software engineer. You need to put yourself out into the world as a software engineer. Network, talk with people, attend meetups, hackathons, etc. If it weren't for me putting myself out into the world as someone who does this software engineering stuff, I would have never been able to get any of the amazing opportunities that I've been blessed with. I mean, I was able to work with businesses to fully create full stack applications that they still use in their businesses today. Now, I probably can't share the exact projects due to their professional privacy plus competitiveness, but what I will do is I will actually ask them, and maybe I talk about it in another video. I'll ask if I could share it in a video. But what I want you to get from this is put yourself out into the world as a software engineer so you can reap the benefits of being a software engineer. Don't be shy. Put yourself out there. Anyway, what's the big takeaway from this video? I'm gonna take this saying from another influencer, and it's that people often overestimate what they can achieve in one day, but they underestimate what they can achieve in a year. So if you could take anything from this video, it's to build momentum now, this year, and start going at your goals, whether it be coding or something different. Because if you don't, you'll just be sitting there 3 years from now wondering what type of achievements you would have had if you started now. All right, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and like and comment down some of your goals for this year 2025. I'll be replying to all comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.